Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to work on a bank reconciliation. You'll find the specific numbers and situations in the file that's attached to this assignment or to this video. All right, but we're going to get started. So remember, when we're reconciling the bank statement, a task that we do every month without fail, because it is a very good internal control over cash, we're going to compare what information we have in our company's books and records to the information that the bank has about our cash account, and we're going to reconcile any differences, and then we're going to create a journal entry to adjust cash as needed. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to start right here with a column called bank, and over here with a column called books. So these are my company records. All right. And so your problem tells you in letter A that the balance per the bank statement at the end of May 31st, so this is balance per bank, on May 31st is $8,432.11. In item D, it tells us that the cash account on the company's books shows a balance of $9,965.34. Oops, 34 cents. All right, clearly different numbers, and we need to reconcile the differences so that when we get down here, these two numbers match. All right, so let's go starting at the top and figure out what we need to do to reconcile these two accounts. Letter B tells us that not included in the bank statement is a $12.50 deposit made by the company late on May 31st. So we call these deposits in transit. All right. So the company made the deposit, but the bank doesn't know about it because it happened after hours, but the money is at the bank. So we need to add to this bank balance. All right, the next one, letter C, when we compare the canceled checks returned by the bank, according to our company records, there are certain checks that still remain outstanding at the end of the month. So we call those outstanding checks. All right. And those outstanding checks, in your work, you would enumerate them, but since I don't have a lot of room, we're just going to total them up together, and they total to $446.52. Now let's think about this. They're checks that the company wrote, but the bank doesn't know about them yet. So we actually need to deduct those amounts from the bank. Make sense? All right. Now let's go on to the next letter. The cash account on the company's books shows that balance to begin with, and the bank acts as a collection agency for interest earned on some municipal accounts. So the interest that was received, interest earned on bonds, was $465. What are we going to do with that? So the bank collected the interest. It's actually already in this amount, but the books don't know about it. So we need to add that to the book side, and that was $465. And this is interest on bonds. All right. In addition to that, the company earned interest on their account at the bank. So that amount is included in the bank, but the books don't know about it. So I need to adjust the books, and that is for $54.60. That's interest on bank account. Okay. All right. Let's see. In addition to this, a customer's non-sufficient funds check was deposited in the amount of $166, and it was returned on the bank statement. So what that means is that the company deposited a check from a customer but when we went to get the cash from their bank, there was no cash there. All right, so what kind of an adjustment do we need to make? We actually need to subtract that amount from our company's books and records. So here we say non-sufficient funds check from a customer, and that amount was $166, and we need to subtract that amount. All right. The bank also charged us $50 for the privilege of having our account with them, and that we call a bank service charge, and that was $50. And we hadn't yet recorded it in our books and records. We found out about it when we got the bank statement. So we need to subtract this amount from our books and records. Bank service charge. All right. Now, the last entry we need to make is we find out that that we erroneously recorded a customer's payment for the wrong amount, and we need to fix it. So in the details, you'll see that the customer's check was for $101.10, and we inadvertently recorded it as $1,011. Move that decimal point to the wrong place. So we need to make an adjustment. So we need to take the difference, the correct amount minus the incorrect amount, and we need to subtract it from our books. And that amount was $909.90. We're going to say to correct error on our company's books. All right, those are all the adjustments we need to make. So now, if you take a moment and add both columns, you should arrive at $9,359.04 on the bank side and $9,359.04 on the company side. Whew, it worked out. Both sides balanced, so you know you probably did something right. But before you leave, there's another journal entry you need to make. All right, so let's look at this. Right now, our company's books and records say that cash is $9,965.34. But you know, because you reconciled your bank account, that it should be $9,359.04. 9,000. So you need to make a journal entry to adjust cash from this number to this number. Is the cash increasing or decreasing? It's decreasing. And how do we decrease cash? We need to credit cash, right? All right, we're going to do that in the next video because we're running out of room here. Okay, come right back. Okay. All right, class, we're almost done with this bank reconciliation. The last step is to record a journal entry that's going to adjust our cash from what our company records show right now to that reconciled balance that we already calculated. All right, so we saw that we had a decrease to cash, so we know that we need to credit cash. So we'll start over here with our credit to cash, and the difference between our company records, the $9,965.34, and our reconciled balance, the $9,359.04, ends up being $606.30. So there's our first part. We know we need a credit to cash. Now we're going to look on the book side of the adjustments. We're going to go through each one and figure out how do we need to adjust that in our books and records. So the first one we're going to look at is the bank service charge. The bank service charge is an expense for our company, and we know that expenses have a normal debit balance, so we're going to record a debit to bank service charge. Bank service charge expense, okay, and that was for $50. All right. Now, the next adjustment we're going to make is for that non-sufficient funds check that we received from a customer. So the customer gave us the check, didn't have money in their bank account to cover the check. What do you think? Should we forgive them or should they still owe us the money? They're going to still owe us the money. And when someone owes us money, we put that in accounts receivable. And that was for $166. All right. Now, the next one we're going to look at is the customer whose account we actually recorded the wrong amount. Remember, we recorded $1,011 and it should have been $101.10. So on the original journal entry, we would have debited cash and credited accounts receivable. So that customer's account now shows this huge incorrect credit amount. And so we need to post the adjustment to that customer's accounts receivable account. So again, we're going to debit accounts receivable for that difference, the $909.90. So in real life, we would have the individual client's name, customer's name, behind these two accounts receivable, so we would know who was who. All right. What else happened? We received interest revenue that the bank collected for us on those municipal bonds, and also for having our account with that bank, we received interest revenue. Interest revenue, you know, has a normal credit balance, and so we are going to credit interest revenue. And we can credit the entire amount together, the one from the municipal bonds and the one from having our checking account with that bank. And that total was $519.60. All right, do our debits equal our credits? They should. And the last thing is our explanation to adjust cash to reconciled balance. There you go. Now you're done.